Okay, good afternoon to one and all. Welcome to Sisya class. ఈరోజు మనం నేర్చుకోబోయే టాపిక్ హైపర్బోలా. సో నిన్నటి వరకు వీ హ్యావ్ కంప్లీట్లీ డన్ ఆన్ ఎలిప్స్, దానికంటే ముందు సర్కిల్స్ అండ్ పారాబోలా. సో వీఆర్ ఆల్మోస్ట్ ఎట్ ద ఎండ్ ఆఫ్ కోనిక్ సెక్షన్స్, రైట్? అండ్ దానికంటే ముందు వీ హ్యావ్ కంప్లీట్ సిరీస్ ఆఫ్ రైట్ ఫ్రమ్ ఫంక్షన్స్, ట్రిగ్నోమెట్రిక్ ఫంక్షన్స్, క్యాల్కులస్, లిమిట్స్, డెరివేటివ్స్, అప్లికేషన్స్, and we have done matrices, determinants, complex numbers, quadratic equations, permutations, combinations, binomial theorem. So ivanni chapters ippudu complete chesamu. Okavela gani if you have not visited our channel, then please first do subscribe to our channel and then like our videos. And okavela gani meeru ippudu varaku ee video chudalenatlaithe, please go back. The link is there in the description. You can go back and see the complete series of mathematics EAPCET, as well as also in Sisya we are also rolling out with doing another course that is on chemistry. So chemistry ki sambandhinchina poorthi course kuda available undi. So it is being dealt by Nidhi ma'am. So na peru Satish. I would like to just introduce about myself. My name is Satish. I have done my masters from IIT Palakkad, Kerala, and I have trained over 50,000 students from past 5 years. Okay, so ippudu varaku okavela మీ గురించి నా గురించి మీకు తెలియనట్లయితే, నాకు ఆర్ శిష్య గురించి మీకు తెలియనట్లయితే, Sisya is an online edutech platform, right? So here the teachers are basically from IIT and NIT, and here meeku oka kotta course that we are actually rolling out to the people, to all the students. That is, we are coming up with a 1-year mathematics program that is exclusively from grade 3 to 10th. You might ask me, Anal, why there is no 11th and 12th? Right? So we have already given that offer to 11th and 12th as well, but it just, the tickets were booked within no time. So now we have only left with from grade 3 to 10. So if anyone is interested, evaraina gani, all over, like let it be your friends or your siblings, any one of you, whosoever is interested, and to have this program, complete mathematics program for 1 year, and we exclusively say from these people are from IIT and NIT, right? Here is Srikesh sir, he's from IIT Gandhinagar, and here is Kaushik, he's from NIT Calicut, and there are people here who are exclusively from IIT and NIT. They will be teaching you, guiding you, and completely, helping you out in completing your mathematics syllabus and helping you out, not just maths, also we are rolling with for even Olympiads also, right? And Vedic maths. So you might think the course is for 999, but no, we are just slicing it out for only 999. So oka 1000 rupees, inchuminchu oka 999 rupees ki mottam year tarpuna we are just giving it for just 999. So you can assume that it is less than 3 rupees. So oka 3 rupees kante less value ki oka IIT NIT oka faculty వచ్చి మీకు చెప్తున్నారంటే, that's a huge thing which is not available for me when I was of your age. So make sure that you capitalize this opportunity right now. ఒకవేళ ఎవరికైనా ఉంటే please share this. Here is this barcode scanner, like you can just directly take this and you can directly scan this and you can enroll the course and at this moment. Okavela gani ippudu scan gaakapoyina gani the link will be there in the description as well. You can directly hit the link and enroll for the course, and this PDF will also be available right after the session. Okay, so evarkaina emana doubts unte please do let me know. Hi. Okay, so let's start our today's session. Ee session vachepaptiki hyperbola. So you can think this is the culmination, the climax of conic sections. Ippudu varaku we have dealt with circles, parabola, then ellipse. The last one is hyperbola. I want to give a small tip actually. Okay, kontamandi questions adutunaru even in the comments and even in the chat box also. Ee problems evaithe problems cheste saripotunda, is this enough? Doing this certain amount of PYQs, will it be helpful? Definitely my answer is no. Okay, ఇంత PYQs చేస్తే సరిపోతుందా అంటే no, it is definitely not. మీరు ఏం చేయండి అంటే, నేను PYQs ఏ ప్యాటర్న్ లో తీసుకుంటున్నానంటే కాన్సెప్ట్ కవర్ అవుతుంది. సో నాకుండే టైం ఫ్రేమ్ లో how much ever the maximum possibility is there, high, so that I am trying to cover. Okay, so మీరు don't rigorous గా మీరు ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయండి. తీసుకున్న ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ కి ఎవ్రీ డే, సపోజ్ ఈరోజు హైపర్బోలా ఉంది కాబట్టి వన్స్ దిస్ టాపిక్ ఈస్ డన్, గో బ్యాక్ టు దట్ చాప్టర్, మళ్ళీ రివైజ్ చేయండి ఒకసారి సినాప్సిస్ లాగా. ద లింక్ విల్ బి దేర్ వేర్ యూ కెన్ సీ హోల్ సినాప్సిస్. ఆ సినాప్సిస్ రివైజ్ చేయండి, తర్వాత సీ ద ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ అండ్ యూ ట్రై టు ప్రాక్టీస్ అట్లీస్ట్ లైక్ 30-40 ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఆన్ ద పర్టికులర్ టాపిక్. ఒక్కసారి ఈ టాపిక్ అయిపోయింది అనుకోండి, మళ్ళీ యూ డోంట్ హ్యావ్ టు అగైన్ ప్రాక్టీస్ ఇట్. ఓకే, టుమారో యూ ఆర్ కమింగ్ అప్ విత్ అ న్యూ టాపిక్. సో దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ ఐ వాంటెడ్ టు సే. సో టుడేస్ టాపిక్ ఇస్ హైపర్బోలా. సో లెట్స్ స్టార్ట్. ఇప్పుడు మీకు ఏమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉంటే ప్లీజ్ డూ లెట్ మీ నో. ఓకే, ఐ వుడ్ లైక్ టు అడ్రస్ ఇట్ ఈవెన్చువల్లీ. ఓకే, సో ద ఫస్ట్ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ కోనిక్ సెక్షన్. సో ఇది మీరు చూస్తే already మనకి తెలుసు, we have already seen if you have taken any sort of a cone, right, and if you try to slice it out with a plane, you will be getting some different figures according to the angle that you are actually slicing out. Okay, so first one is ellipse. If you are trying to slice it out exactly at 90 degree along the vertical line axis, so that will be a circle, right, and the next one is an ellipse, so it will be something of this pattern, and the next one is a hyperbola. Right, this will be an hyperbola. So I hope this is clear of what I am trying to say, right? So this will be a circle, right? So ee roju manam నేర్చుకోబోయే టాపిక్ this is hyperbola. Okay. So first నేను ఏం చెప్పాను, ellipse కి if you remember, for the ellipse, for the parabola, if you remember, I have taken a straight line, I have taken a point. Okay, and the curve that has been traced in such a way that the distance from the particular point to the curve, to the point on the curve, and the perpendicular distance to the line, these two distance are same. ఈ రెండు distance same ఉంటుంది. Suppose ఇది ఒక point నేను తీసుకుంటున్నాను S, and if I am taking this line to be L, this point is P. Okay, this is point B. Okay, now this PS is equals to PB. This is the first case. Now this forms what? This forms clearly a parabola. This forms a parabola. Okay, ఇక్కడ వరకు క్లియర్. నెక్స్ట్, ఒకవేళ కానీ నిన్న కేస్ లో if you see, if I am coming up with an ellipse where you are trying to come up with a line, okay, and also you are trying to come up with a point, right, you are trying to come up with a point where these two distance, that is, for example, this is S, this is P, and this is again P. Okay, where here you have discussed already, this PS by PB is less than 1, or you can say that PS is less than PB. Okay, ikkada chuste PS equals to PB. Okay, ikkada chuste PS is less than PB. So idi ellipse, idi parabola. So first case equality, second case it is less than, that is here we can actually say that here this is nothing but the, in a way it is nothing but this ratio is nothing but the eccentricity. Here the eccentricity is equals to 1, is less than 1. Here the eccentricity is equal to 1, and today's case you can actually discuss what is hyperbola. That is nothing but the eccentricity value is greater than 1. That means if you can take PS by PB, that ratio, this will be greater than 1. That is nothing but the hyperbola. Okay, so it will be greater than unity. So ade vaadu antadu, the fixed point is called the focus and the fixed line is called directrix. The same focus and directrix terminology change kaadu, and he is saying the ratio is nothing but the eccentricity. That is what I have discussed. Okay, the ratio is nothing but the eccentricity. And what emantadu ikkada, here if you see, the eccentricity value is greater than 1, which is greater than unity. So the ratio of the distance from the point on the curve to the point and to perpendicular distance to the line, that is directrix, if this ratio is greater than 1, then you can call this is nothing but the hyperbola. So ee eccentricity values paina prati oka point, prati oka curve gaani locus gaani define ayi untundi. So that is nothing but the hyperbola. And already you might have already seen how does a hyperbola looks like. So this is how the hyperbola looks like, right, it is a two shaped parabola. Okay, so oka rendu vaipula parabola ela aithe elongate ayi untundo, the same way the hyperbola is. Now let's try to understand how this hyperbola is. What are the different types of hyperbola? One is the normal hyperbola that you see where this is the axis of the hyperbola. This is called the axis of the hyperbola. This is called the, specifically you call this as transverse axis, and the axis where actually the focus lies. Ekkadaithe focus lie aitundo danni transverse axis antaru. Okay, now in this this is called the conjugate axis. This is called the conjugate axis. So this is the general hyperbola. Okay, that is talking about. This is the general hyperbola. Okay, where the conjugate axis is actually perpendicular. So this is called the center, this is called the focus, transverse axis and vertices. So these are the two vertex. And one more thing ఏంటంటే ikkada you might have already seen, if you try to see the whole framework of ellipse ela untundi. In the ellipse you have the focus is right inside. Okay, idi focus, idi center, right? This is center. The focus is in the form of AE, 0 minus AE, 0 ila undi kada. This is AE, 0 minus AE, 0. But the same thing here also, the focus values are AE, 0 and here it is minus AE, 0. Okay, and next, this is one thing. The next one is, so the vertex will be of the form A, 0 and this will also be minus A, 0. The same thing how you have seen here, the vertex is A, 0. Here also the vertex is minus A, 0. I hope till here it's clear, right? Kani, ikkada one more thing. There is one more thing. The directrix. If you see, the directrix always lies somewhere outside here, right? This is the directrix for the ellipse. This is the directrix. This is the directrix. Now, whereas if you try to see the directrix lies to the left hand side, and the focus ki opposite direction lo untundi. So the directrix lies somewhere here. Okay, so this is given by x equals to a by e. Ikkada kuda same. Ikkada kuda enti equation of directrix enti x equals to a by e. Antena? X equals to a by e, plus or minus. You can just take plus or minus. Ikkada minus untundi, akkada plus untundi. The same thing. Here also ikkada plus a by e. Here also the directrix is minus a by e. So what ఏమంటాడంటే అల్టిమేట్ గా డెఫినేషన్ ఏంటంటే ఫోకస్ నుంచి ఏదైనా ఒక పాయింట్ కర్వ్ పైన తీసుకుంటున్నప్పుడు యు టేక్ ఎనీ పాయింట్, రాండమ్ పాయింట్, ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఇక్కడికి ఎంతైతే డిస్టెన్స్ ఉంటుందో, అండ్ ఇఫ్ యూ ట్రై టు టేక్ ద పర్పెండిక్యులర్ డిస్టెన్స్, ఈ పర్పెండిక్యులర్ డిస్టెన్స్ తీసుకుంటే ద రేషియో ఆఫ్ ద డిస్టెన్స్ దిస్ ఫ్రమ్ ద ఫోకస్ టు ద పాయింట్ టు ద పాయింట్ టు ద లైన్, పర్పెండిక్యులర్ డిస్టెన్స్ టు ద లైన్, ఈ రెండు డిస్టెన్స్ ఒక రేషియోస్ ఇట్ విల్ బి లెస్ దాన్ 1. Sorry, it will be greater than 1. That is what I meant to say. It will be greater than 1. So here the eccentricity value will be greater than 1. That is what the ultimate conclusion is. And one more thing which I wanted to say, ikkade we'll try to completely understand the difference. Ellipse ki hyperbola ki chaala similarities unnai in terms of formulas. Okay, chaala matuku formulas same ga resonate ayituntayi. There is no difference that you see in the maximum thing. For example, ellipse lo if you try to see the eccentricity formula, ఎలా ఉంటుంది, we have tried to find the relation between the major axis, minor axis అన్నిటికి. We have seen b square is equals to a square into 1 minus e square. ఇక్కడ చూడండి, this is for the ellipse కదా. హైపర్బోలాకి ఏం లేదు, ఒకటే ఒక డిఫరెన్స్. ఇక్కడ ఏం చేయాలి, b square is equals to a square into e square minus 1. 1 minus e square ఉంది కదా, ఇక్కడ e square minus 1 రాయాలి, అంతే, సింపుల్. So this is the difference. So this is for the ellipse, so this is for the hyperbola. Okay, interrelation. Okay, but ikkada ellipse, the major axis is along the x axis. Here the transverse axis is along the, this is our transverse axis along the x axis. Okay, so this is the hyperbola. This is the complete framework of hyperbola. Same formulas. What is the length of the lattice rectum? 2b square by a. Length of the lattice rectum is 2b square by a. Same AE, the focus vertex. Okay, and even the directrix equation also same, a by e. Okay, ఇప్పుడు కొద్దిసేపట్లో మొత్తం we try to actually show the whole framework. So this is the first thing. Okay, now if you see the equation of the, this is called the equation of the hyperbola. This is called the equation of the hyperbola. That is x square by a square minus y square by b square equals to 1. Okay, so this is the equation of the hyperbola. ఇదే complete frame మీకు ఇప్పుడు చెప్పింది. Next ఏంటంటే, the next thing which I wanted to discuss is the difference is in terms of ellipse, it is x square by a square plus y square by b square equals to 1. Okay, now same thing, same formulas ఇప్పటి వరకు మనం ఏదైతే డిస్కస్ చేసామో ప్రతి ఒక్క పాయింట్ ఇక్కడ ఉంది. Okay, if I have taken a hyperbola in this way, so మళ్ళీ రాస్తున్నా hyperbola ఇక్కడే మీ గురించి. So if you see the center is, this is 0, 0. Okay, for the hyperbolic equation x square by a square minus y square by b square equals to 1. Okay, ఈ యొక్క parabola equations ki now we have this pattern. This is, first is minus a, 0. This is a, 0. And the foci is nothing but AE minus AE, 0. And here the focus is AE, 0. Similarly, the directrix equation is a by e, so the same thing. So చూడండి foci AE, 0, vertices A, 0, the equation of directrix is A by E minus A by E. The length of the lattice rectum is 2B square by A. Similarly, length of the transverse axis. So the length of the transverse axis is nothing but 2A. The length of the transverse axis is 2A. So ఇది transverse axis. Conjugate axis అంటే the axis which is actually perpendicular to the transverse axis. So this is the conjugate axis. Conjugate axis. Now this conjugate axis is perpendicular. The length of the conjugate axis will be 2b. The length of the conjugate axis will be 2b. Similar గా. So ఇందాక నేను చెప్పిన ఫార్ములా ఇదే. b square is equals to a square into e square minus 1. The distance between the foci, it is being given by 2ae. The distance between the directrix, it is being given by 2a by e. So the ends of the lattice rectum ఇది directly derive చేయొచ్చు. It is not at all a tough task. ఎందుకంటే you might have already seen the the directrix equation. So the directrix ఎలా ఉంటుంది? So the lattice rectum ఎలా ఉంటుంది? So this is AE, 0, AE, 0. So the length of the lattice rectum is 2b square by A. So ఇక్కడ vertices ఎలా ఉంటుంది? This will be AE, b square by A. So this will be the ends of the lattice rectum. తర్వాత మళ్ళీ ఇక్కడ so this will become AE, minus b square by A. Okay, so that is why the ends of the lattice rectum are plus b square by a minus b square by a. Okay, so ఇవి మనం గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాల్సిన పాఠం. The next type of parabola వచ్చేటప్పటికి only two types ఉన్నాయి. ఒకటేమో the normal parabola, the next one is the conjugate hyperbola. The conjugate hyperbola. Okay, one is the direct hyperbola where the hyperbola where its transverse axis, where the foci lies on the transverse axis. Okay, and the conjugate hyperbola where you can see it is in the y-axis direction. Right, the foci lies on the y-axis. So that is nothing but the conjugate hyperbola. Okay, I hope it is clear, right? Okay, so now you can see the center is a, 0. The foci is 0, be minus be. The same thing. We have studied about the hyperbola. The same thing that will be in the other pattern. Okay, right. Same. Everything is same. You can see the length of the transverse axis is 2b, the length of the conjugate axis. So ekkadaithe axis oka chinna information, ekkadaithe edaithe foci on which axis it is lying, we name our axis accordingly. Okay, and దీనికి ఇక్కడ గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాల్సింది ఏంటంటే conjugate hyperbola ki equation, if I try to rewrite this equation, this will be in the form of x square by a square minus y square by b square equals to minus 1. గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి ఇక్కడ minus 1 ఉంది. Okay, it is minus 1 if you try to rewrite this equation. Whereas when the transverse axis is along the y-axis, okay, when the conjugate axis is along the x-axis, this is the equation of the hyperbola. Okay, ఈ రెండు మట్టుకే difference. Whenever the transverse axis is along the x-axis, then here it is plus 1. Whenever the transverse axis is along the y-axis, then it is minus 1. Ante. Okay, the remaining things are same as usual where we have seen regarding the the ellipse. Okay, how the ellipse is the same thing. Okay, the same pattern, everything goes on. Okay, one more thing, asymptotes. Asymptotes anedi, it is like the tangents at infinity. Okay, so these are called the asymptotes. Okay, these are called the asymptotes. Okay, it is like the asymptotes are the curves or the straight line, a finite distance from the origin to which the tangents to the curve tends to a point of contact that goes to infinity. Ante ee parabola ni extend chestu pothe, if you are trying to extend it infinitely, at some point of time, at an infinite distance, if you try to actually have a tangent, okay, appudu a tangent ela untundi, if you try to see this line would be approximately tending closer and closer to the curve of hyperbola, right? So that is how it tends to be. So that is nothing but an asymptote. Asymptote is like a tangent at infinity. Okay, so this is the equation of the asymptotes. Y is equals to plus or minus b by a, or you can just take this as x by a plus or minus y by b equals to 0. Okay, x by a plus or minus y by b equals to 0. That will be the equation of the hyperbola. Okay, and next is the combined equation will be అంటే రెండు మల్టిప్లై చేస్తే that will be in the form of x square by a square minus y square by b square. ఇది ఎలా గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాలి? The right hand side you just make it equal to 0. That will be the combined equation of the asymptotes. That's it. Okay, that will be the combined equation of asymptotes. Okay, the next one is the most important thing is the rectangular hyperbola. ఇది గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి, the rectangular hyperbola, when you see that x square by a square, ఈ రెండు ఉంది కదా, x square by a square minus y square by b square equals to 1. Now whenever you write b is equals to a, so when you write b is equals to a, so what will happen, this will happen x square by a square minus y square by a square equals to 1. So you have x square, okay, parabola ki hyperbola ki difference ఏంటంటే, hi deva, parabola ki hyperbola ki difference ఏంటంటే, in parabola if you see the eccentricity value is equals to 1, okay, but whereas if you see the hyperbola, అదే నేను first frame లో కూడా డిస్కస్ చేసింది, if you try to see, I hope deva you are there, so here if you have seen the first frame that I have discussed is the same thing, right? ikkada parabola lo the eccentricity value equals to 1, whereas if you take the hyperbola the eccentricity value is greater than 1. I hope deva am I clear to you, right? Please type yes if you are if you see, okay, right? So okay, so we are here till here, okay, so this will be the eccentricity value, okay. Here is one point which I wanted to say. The angle between the asymptotes is given by 2 tan inverse b by a. Okay. ఎప్పుడైనా కానీ ఒక రెండు హైపర్బోలా తీసుకుంటున్నప్పుడు, if you see that there are two asymptotes, right? These two asymptotes, the angle between the two asymptotes is being given by this theta value is being given by that is 2 secant inverse e, or you can also write it as 2 tan inverse b by a. It is one and the same. Okay, this I wanted to say. Okay, 2 tan inverse b by a. These are the two formulas. Okay, okay, right. Now the next one is, I was discussing about the rectangular hyperbola. Whenever you have b is equals to a, then you can say that is a rectangular hyperbola. That will be the equation of this will be x square minus y square is equals to a square. Okay. So this will be the rectangular hyperbola, where remember din derived cheyochu, the value of the eccentricity is nothing but √2. We will derive this, we can derive here itself. We know that b square is equals to a square into ellipse ki b square is equals to a square into 1 minus e square, ikkada e square minus 1. Whenever I say that, now I say in terms of rectangular hyperbola, I can say that a equals to b. Okay, a equals to b. Then we have this. So if I say a equals to b, then a square is equals to a square into e square minus 1. A square gets cancelled. 1 is equals to e square minus 1. So from here I can write e square is equals to 2. From here I can write e is equals to √2. I'm done. So this is the way you can actually derive what is the eccentricity of the hyperbola, rectangular hyperbola. So ikkada konni coordinates unnai, it works same, meer separate gurtu pettukone avasaram le, only okte point entante b is equals to a. Okay, the same thing, the tangent of the parabola, the same thing, s1 equals to 0, x1 by a square minus y by 1 by b square equals to 1. The same thing, circle ki ela aithe chesamo, parabola ki ela aithe chesamo, ellipse ki ela aithe chesamo, the same thing we are doing. Ikkada parametric form for the hyperbola meer gurtu pettukunte, first ellipse ki x equals to r cos theta comma r sin theta, or a plus r sin theta minus g plus r cos theta minus f plus r sin theta, whatever the thing is. Malli when you come to parabola, that is you have at square comma 280, and when you see the ellipse lo ela untundi, that is a cos theta b sin theta, x equals to a cos theta, y is equals to b sin theta. Ikkada vachedappadiki the parametric form is a secant theta b tan theta. Okay, if you try to substitute it will work. Okay, so ikkada hyperbola ku vachedappadiki a secant theta comma b tan theta, that will be the parametric form. Okay, and one more most important thing, everyone please note it down here itself. ఎప్పుడైతే ఒక హైపర్బోలాకి ఒక లైన్ టాంజెంట్ కావాలనుకుంటుందో, సో at that point of time the relation is very important. If the equation of this tangent is y is equals to mx plus c, and this is the hyperbola. If మీకు గుర్తుంటే, when it is a parabola we have the equation c is equals to a by m, right? When it comes to the ellipse, c square is equals to a square m square plus b square. When it comes to the hyperbola, we have this relation c square is equals to a square m square minus b square. ఇది మట్టుకు మీరు ఖచ్చితంగా రిమెంబర్. You should definitely remember this. C square is equals to a square m square minus b square. Okay. So ellipse ki, hyperbola ki, parabola ki ఇవే difference. Okay. Hyperbola లో it is minus, whereas when you take the ellipse it is plus. So I hope ikkada varaku meeku clear. Okay. This is the way you can actually find the equation, like whether the line is touching the hyperbola or not based on this relation. Ee relation can satisfy it, you can say that the line is touching the hyperbola. Okay. So let's jump on to the first question. Actually ga hyperbola ane topic separate ga cheppana avasaram ledhu. In fact if you would have read the whole ellipse, okay, okavela mottham ellipse ga meer chusunte, the same thing would have worked even for the hyperbola. It is one of the most easiest topic and one of the simple topic. Okay. Now ఇప్పుడు క్వశ్చన్ చదవండి. y is equals to x plus root 2 is a tangent to the hyperbola, then the equation of directrix is. The equation of directrix ఎలా ఉంటుంది? He say the equation of directrix is in the form of x equals to plus or minus a by e. Plus or minus a by e. Now here is saying clearly this is a tangent. Underline this. So ఇప్పుడే మనం డిస్కస్ చేసుకున్న రిలేషన్ ఏంటి? c square is equals to a square m square minus b square. ఓకే, ఇక్కడ m ఎంత 1, c ఎంత √2. సో √2 స్క్వేర్ ఎంత 2, a స్క్వేర్ వాల్యూ మనకు తెలీదు, m స్క్వేర్ వాల్యూ 1, సో 1 minus b స్క్వేర్ వాల్యూ 2, సో 2. So this from here you can say that a square value equals to 4. You have the value of a square to be 4. The value of a will be equals to 2. Okay, the value of a equals to 2. Now from here you can actually direct ga eccentricity formula ఎప్పుడైనా గుర్తు పెట్టుకోండి. Just take it as a note point. Direct ga formula eppudu raaychu. Okay, so always remember whenever you have the hyperbola, okay, not the conjugate hyperbola, the normal hyperbola. Okavela hyperbola unte normal hyperbola where the transverse axis is along the x axis. Okay, I am talking about this sort of an hyperbola. Okay, and inkoti entante conjugate hyperbola. If I am talking about the conjugate hyperbola, సో అప్పుడు అక్కడ హైపర్బోలా అనేది ఎలా ఉంటుంది? ఇలా ఉంటుంది. ఓకే, సో ఇక్కడ b స్క్వేర్ ఇస్ ఈక్వల్స్ టు a స్క్వేర్ ఇంటూ e స్క్వేర్ మైనస్ 1 ఇక్కడ. సో ఇక్కడ చూడండి b స్క్వేర్ ఇస్ ఈక్వల్స్ టు, సారీ ఇక్కడ b స్క్వేర్ కాదు, ఇక్కడ a స్క్వేర్ ఇస్ ఈక్వల్స్ టు b స్క్వేర్ ఇంటూ e స్క్వేర్ మైనస్ 1. సో ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఒకవేళ కానీ మీరు ఈ వాల్యూ ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేస్తే ఇది ఎలా ఉంటుందంటే a square plus b square by a square. కానీ ఇక్కడ e value will be equals to e is equals to a square plus b square by b square. Please note it down. ఇది ఒకసారి రాసుకోండి క్లియర్ గా. This is the two eccentricity formulas we have. Okay, whenever you have the hyperbola, this is the eccentricity. Whenever you have the conjugate hyperbola, that is the eccentricity. Now directly see how can you find the value of e. So a value నాకు ఎంత వచ్చింది? A value from here I got a value equals to 2. Now what is the value of e? E is nothing but under root of a square plus b square. A square ఎంత 4, 4 plus 2 6. Okay, 6 by a square. Again a square value is 4. Okay, so you have, this is nothing but 2 3s are 6, 2 2s are 4. So you have the e value to be √3 by 2. Okay, a value ఎంత 2. 2 by √3 by 2. 2 by √3 by 2. Finally, if you try to substitute here, so this will be 2 by √3 by 2. So √2 పైన రాస్తే ఏమవుతుంది? 2√2 by 3. 2√2 by 3. అంతే కదా? So this if you try to rewrite again, I'm just writing here, this will be 2√2 by 3. కానీ ఇక్కడ ఎక్కడైనా అలాంటి ఆన్సర్ ఉందా 2√2 by 3? But 2√2 you can also write it as, you can write it as 8 by 3. అంతే కదా? √8 is nothing but 2√2. So the answer is option B. It is very simple, easy and very quick. See the next question. You have the area of the quadrilateral formed with the foci of the hyperbola x square by 16 minus y square by 9 equals to 1 and its conjugate hyperbola is what? Okay, very interesting and very simple question, easy question. Somewhat you need to derive some things. ఇక్కడ ఏమంటాడంటే here you have okay, this is the hyperbola, this is the conjugate hyperbola. Okay, now you have taken the foci. So the foci is, this is nothing but minus AE comma 0. This is the plus BE comma 0, and this is minus BE comma 0, and this is nothing but again AE comma 0. వీడు ఏం చేస్తున్నాడంటే ఇక్కడ he's trying to join all this. డైరెక్ట్ గా ఫార్ములా కూడా ఉంది if you remember, but I'm just explaining you. So ఇక్కడ he's trying to join everything. Okay, so can you see here, it is actually forming a square, right? So square ki area of square enti under, so s into s. Okay, so can you just, so this is, sorry, so here you have 0 comma 0 comma BE, 0 comma minus BE. Okay, now what is the area, now what is the distance between these 2 points? Any square, this is ABCD. What is the area of ABCD? Area of quadrilateral ABCD, since it is a square, that is nothing but equals to side square. So this is, let's take this as side. Okay, S. So side into side. So this is given by, how can you find the side length? So side length ela find out chestaru, side is equals to under root of, if you see, so you ultimately want side square. So this will be, so side square is equals to under BE minus 0. So that will be BE square plus AE square. Okay, x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. అక్కడ నుంచి can I just write it as e square into a square plus b square, ఇలా రాయొచ్చా? e square into a square plus b square, ఇలా రాయొచ్చు కదా? So now this is nothing but, if you try to see what is the value of, so I hope everything is clear. Okay, now what is the value of e square? E square value enti a square plus b square by a square, right? E square is nothing but a square plus b square by a square. So area of the quadrilateral formed with the foci of the hyperbola. So we have this. Okay. So AE minus 0 whole square plus BE minus 0 whole square. So I have E square into a square plus b square. Now if you see the value of E square is nothing but a square plus b square by a square. A square plus b square by a square. So now you have a square plus b square by a square into a square plus b square by a square. So try to find out the value, a square plus b square whole square by a square. The value find out cheyandi and let me know the answer. If you know, directly you can find out cheyochu. You already have everything on the board. A square and b square value undi, that is 16 and 9. So 16 plus 9 whole square by 16. Okay, so try to find out the value and let me know what is the answer for that. Okay, so let's go to the next question, right? So 21x plus 5y equals to k touches the hyperbola. Again we'll visit back to that question, but until then I want you to all solve the question. 21x plus 5y equals to k touches the hyperbola at 7x square minus 5y square equals to 232. Find the value of k. So you got chinna hint, you first try to convert into the y is equals to mx plus c. So 5y is equals to minus 21x plus k. So y is equals to minus 21 by 5x plus k by 5. So ikkadi nunchi can you rewrite that hyperbola equation? 7x square minus 5y square equals to 232. What you try to do is write it in the form of x square by 232 by 7 minus y square by 232 by 5 is equals to 1. Okay, x square by 232 by 7 x y minus y square. So you have this a square value, b square value. Ippudu he is saying it is touching the hyperbola. Relation enti c square is equals to a square m square minus b square. Okay, so c enti k by 5. So that will be k square by 25 is equals to a square value enta 232 by 7. 232 by 7. That is a square value. M square value enta minus 21 by 5. So you can just write 21 square by 5 square. Okay, 21 square by 5 square minus b square value enta 232 by 5. 232 by 5. Okay, b square value is 232 by 5. Okay, 232 by 5. Yeah. So now what can you take common? Complete ga em cheyochu? You can you take anything in common? So c square is equals to a square m square by b square. So try to take a common, k square by 25. So you can take 5 common, so 1 by 5, so you can actually write 232 by 5 common. So you are left out with 21 square by 5 into 7, ikkada oka 5 bayatiki vachesindi. So here you have 1 5. So 5 into 7 is 35 minus 1, right? Minus 1. Okay, so minus 1. So ఇది final answer. So ఇక్కడ మీరు cancel చేసేయండి, 5 5s are. Again you try to just multiply this. So this will be final answer will be k square is equals to 232 into 21 square is 441. 441 minus 35 by 35. Malli ikkada into 5 vastundi. So I can cancel this. So here that's 5 gets cancelled with 7. So you calculate cheyandi, 7 3s are 21, and again if you try to calculate this whole calculation and let me know the answer. So I have done entire thing, just mere answer tick cheyadam anke. Okay, but you will be using ultimately this relation. Okay, so the next one we are actually dealing with the equation. He's saying which, for what value of k does it represents the equation of a hyperbola? For what value of k it represents the equation of the hyperbola? So eppudu idi hyperbola equation ni satisfy aitundi. So from where we can actually get this value? That is, ee inequality eppudu satisfy aitundi ante whenever you have this a square e value is greater than 1, right? E value it should be greater than 1, that time only it can satisfy. So what is the value of a square you have? 7 minus k, and what is the value of b square you have? 5 minus k. Okay, so the b square value is 5 minus k. One important thing you need to remember, oka chinna point you need to actually remember, just take this as a note point. This is the general equation for everything. Okay, the general second degree equation looks like this: ax square plus by square plus hxy plus, you can just write it as some gx plus fy plus c equals to 0. So whenever you have this sort of a general equation, okay, we'll just write this as c, okay, for the sake of simplicity. Where is this? Okay, I'll just try to write it down in much more lighter fashion. సో ఒకవేళ కానీ ఎప్పుడైనా కానీ ఆ ఫ్యాషన్లో ఉంటే, సో వన్ మోర్ థింగ్, ఓకే, సో ax square plus b into xy plus cy square ఇలా ఉన్నప్పుడు if it represents a hyperbola, okay, whenever it represents a hyperbola, b square minus 4ac is actually greater than 0. Okay, b square minus 4ac is actually greater than 0. For this is for the hyperbola. Please take this as a note point. ఎప్పుడైనా కానీ ఒక జనరల్ సెకండ్ డిగ్రీ ఈక్వేషన్ ఉన్నప్పుడు this should satisfy. The next one is, if b square minus 4ac, if it is equal to 0, then it is a parabola. If b square minus 4ac is less than 0, then it represents ellipse. ఇది ఇక్కడే కాదు, we'll be using this sort of an elliptical equations. Good afternoon. Yeah, so we can actually find out, like even doing the partial differentiation also, akkada kuda we'll be using this. There are equations which is hyperbolic equations, parabolic equations, like heat equations గురించి మాట్లాడుకుంటున్నప్పుడు, ఎస్పెషల్లీ మీరు ఫిజిక్స్ లో చూస్తుంటారు, హీట్ ఈక్వేషన్స్ కానీ మిగిలిన ఏవైతే ఈక్వేషన్స్ ఉన్నాయో ఫ్లూయిడ్ ఫ్లో ఈక్వేషన్స్ కానీ బెర్నౌల్లీస్ ఈక్వేషన్స్ కానీ, ఈ ఈక్వేషన్స్ అన్ని ఏదైనా ఒక కేటగిరీలో వస్తాయి. ఓకే, ఇట్ మైట్ బి either hyperbolic or parabolic or ellipse. Okay, wave equation గానీ, so you will be learning, or something like Laplace equation, right? So అలాంటి ఈక్వేషన్స్ లో we will be actually using whether it is hyperbolic or parabolic or ellipse. So ఇక్కడ రిలేషన్ ఏంటంటే, ఫస్ట్ మీరు ఏం చేయండి అంటే, ఇక్కడ ఫస్ట్ you try to convert into that pattern. సో ఇది జనరల్ గా నార్మల్ ఈక్వేషన్స్ లో రాసినప్పుడు ఇది ఎలా ఉంటుంది 5 minus k x square plus 7 minus k y square is equals to 5 minus k into 7 minus k. This is something, okay? We are not, this is not some values. Ikkada, what is the coefficient, what is a, b, c value according to this equation we have? A and a coefficient of x square. Ikkada a and 5 minus k. And what is the value of b? B is nothing but equal to 0. And what is the value of c? That is 7 minus k. Now, according to the relation, we have if b square minus 4ac should be greater than 0. B square minus 4ac, everyone please write it down. B square minus 4ac should be less than 0. So, for, greater than 0 for hyperbola. So, in order to be a hyperbola, so ikkada manam em rayochu b square minus 4ac. So, b square value already 0 minus 4ac. So, adi em avutundi? So, ikkada nenu general ga rastuna b square minus 4ac is equals to, so 0 minus, so 4ac minus 5 minus k into 7 minus k. So this value should be less than 0, right? So if I try to just remove this minus sign and send the 4, the inequality changes. It will be changing to 5 minus k into 7 minus k greater than 0. 5 minus k into 7 minus k is greater than 0. So akkada nunchi you can find out the value. Okay, 5 minus k into 7 minus k is greater than 0. And here the value is greater than 0. Mali tappu rasa ikkada. This value is greater than 0. Okay, so this value is greater than 0, right? So ee minus sign తీసేస్తే మళ్ళీ మనకి ఏమైపోతుంది, ఇది inequality change. So this will be 5 minus k into 7 minus k is less than 0. So the value of k, so if you can rewrite this equation, this will be in the form of, so 5 minus k into 7 minus k is less than 0. So ikkada nunchi nenu em rayochu, the k value, so if you try to rewrite this equation, k minus 5 into k minus 7 is less than 0. Meeku already ilanti case oka discuss chesa. X minus alpha into x minus beta less than 0, then x belongs to alpha comma beta, so it belongs to 5 comma 7. So that's the answer. Next, see the next question. If even in E2 are respectively the eccentricities and the conjugate hyperbola, then you have the line x by 2 e1 x by 2 e2 touches the circle having center at its origin, then its radius is. Simple ga vaadu em antunnadu ante ikkada oka equation undi, oka line undi. So this line is actually like, this line is actually touching the circle. That means the distance from the origin to the line is nothing but the radius. Ade kada perpendicular distance ante oka circle undi, ila circle ki oka line ila touch aitundi. Then అర్థం ఏంటి, distance from the center అంటే ఏంటి, it is nothing but the perpendicular distance. That is nothing but the radius. Radius is nothing but the perpendicular distance to that line, right? So a line of equation first మనం find out చేయాలి. First we need to actually find out the equation of that line. So here we have E1 and E2 are respectively the eccentricities of the hyperbola as well as its conjugate hyperbola. So E1 is equals to మనకు already తెలుసు, that is nothing but a square plus b square by a square. And E2 is nothing but a square plus b square by b square. So x by 2 E1 plus y by 2 E2 equals to 1. Okay, x by 2 E1 plus y by 2 E2 equals to 1. So from here I can write x by 2 a square plus b square plus y by 2 a square plus b square. So you just need to do the one more thing, just shift the a square to the up, and here you can shift the b square, which is equals to 1. So now you can write a square plus x plus b square y is equals to 2 times of a square plus b square. Is equals to 2 times of a square plus b square. Now, this is the line. Now, how can you find the equation, the distance from this line? This is in the form of ax plus by plus c equals to 0. Okay, so this a formula on the a square x plus b square y minus 2 times of a square plus b square. Inde kada. So ikkada manaku oka circle undi, idu oka line undi. Okay, a line, it is being given by this. Okay, this is that line equation. Okay, we have this line equation to be this. Now how can we find the perpendicular distance from the origin? You can just take, this is the perpendicular distance. So this is equals to, so r is equals to modulus of, so 0 0 0 minus 2 of a square plus b square by under root of a square plus b square. Under root of a square plus b square ante under root of ikkada a square value enta. Okay, chinna mistake chesa. I have done a small mistake here. E1 is under root, right? Idi under root. Okay, so this is also so this will be under root here. This will also be under root. Ikkada only just e under root square idi elipoyi just idi 2 vastundi. Ikkada 2 vastundi. Ikkada 2. Okay, so migilinanta same to same. So you have this. Here you have. Okay, so this will be under root. Okay, by a square plus b square. So this will be. Okay, so now I can cancel the whole thing. Now I can cancel the whole thing. That is a square plus b square. A square plus b square. That will be modulus of minus 2, which is 2. So the answer is enta 2. Okay, right. So so here we have completed 5 questions. The descending order of the magnitude of the eccentricities of the following hyperbolas. This is asked in April 2021 in 2024. Sorry, 2024 in May 2021. Okay, AP. So ee question chudandi chala simple and easy question. He's asking you to do in the descending order. Okay, so from big to small, a hyperbola whose distance between the foci is 3 times the distance between the directrix. Okay, distance between the foci and the entuntundi 2AE is thrice the distance between the directrix. That will be 3 into, so A by E. So that will be 2A by E. So ikkada nunchi I can cancel A. So 2. So finally I am left out, sorry, E untundi ka. So this E will be there. So now I have E square value equals to 3, E value equals to root 3. Antena? E value equals to root 3. I have got E value is something like 1.732 ento untundi. 1.732 ila ento untundi. The next one is the hyperbola in which the transverse axis is twice the conjugate axis. Transverse axis ante enti? The transverse axis is nothing but the hyperbola in which the transverse axis ante length of the transverse axis is twice the conjugate axis. Transverse axis length enta? Transverse axis is twice the conjugate axis. So din artham enti? A is equals to 2b. That is what he said. A is equals to 2b. Okay, now ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఈ రిలేషన్ నుంచి మనకి ఏం తెలుసు? E is equals to a square plus b square by a square. So ఇక్కడ నుంచి a is nothing but 2b. So you can just convert everything, or b is equals to half. So you can either convert a to 2b. So that will be 4b square plus b square. So that will be 5b square by 4b square. So the answer is, this will be 1. So 4 ones are 4. Again it will be 10. So 4 to this will be 1.2 something, 1.2 in total. The next one is the hyperbola in which the conjugate axis is x plus y and x minus y. Okay, the hyperbola in which the conjugate axis is x plus y into x minus y plus 3. So ikkada eccentricity enta ani adugutunnadu. So how can we find the eccentricity value between these two? Is if you try to see here, these two are nothing but, if you try to just see here, slope chudandi, ee rendu slopes enta? These two slopes are equals to, if you try to compare the slope of this line, that is m1 and this is m2. If you take m1 into m2, so m2, if you try to see m1 into m2, if you try to see m1 into m2, and that will be equals to minus 1. That will be equals to minus 1. Okay, so m1 into m2 is equals to minus 1. So we already have m1 is equals to we have m1 is equals to y is equals to mx plus c1, m2 is equals to minus 1. So from here we can actually find out the thing is, so if it is nothing but the rectangular hyperbola where e is equals to root 2, okay, so we have, it is nothing but the rectangular hyperbola, right? Now from here we can say it is in the ascending, from the descending order, which one is big, which one is small. According to that, we can just find out the value. Root 3, root 2, so this will be 1.414. So you can just find out which one is greater. So E value is 1.414. So the value 1.414, E value is 1.414, and the next value is the E, this is 1.732, and the next one is 1.2. Okay, so here is the whole thing. I hope it is clear, right? Okay. Okay, let's see the next question. Okay, the equation of pair of asymptotes for the hyperbola. So it's a direct question, it is very simple and easy. You have 4x square minus 9y square minus 24x minus 36y minus 12. So if you want to find the equation of conjugate hyperbola, you have a parabola equation x square by a square minus y square by b square equals to 1. Okay, what will be the conjugate hyperbola equation? Sorry, the equations of the asymptotes ఏంటంటే డైరెక్ట్ గా రాసేయండి x square by a square minus y square by b square equals to 0. So this will be the equations of the pair of asymptotes. Okay, so ఎక్కడైతే 36 లేదు, that is your right answer, that is 7th question. Okay, yeah, so ఇక్కడ I was just fumbling here at this question. So ikkademo 1.414, the first value, the next value is 1.732. Okay, adi naku vachina next value, that is the first one, and the next one is I got here, the value is a is equals to 2b. Here I got 1.2, here I got 1.2. So descending order antunnadu kabatti you should first write the biggest value 1a, the next value is c, the next value is b. The answer is option D. I hope it got me clear. Okay, now see the next question. You have, see the next question. If a tangent to the hyperbola x square minus y square by 3 is also tangent to the parabola y square is equals to 8x. So ikkada manam em chestunam ante there is a parabola and a hyperbola. Okay, so so you have some sort of a figure like this. Edo oka random hyperbola undi, and you also have some sort of a parabola also, where the tangent to this particular hyperbola is also a tangent to some other, some other parabola also. Ila edo oka parabola. So ee equation of line entante, the equation of this line, so this is the parabola, so this equation of this line be y is equals to mx plus c. మనకు రెండు రిలేషన్స్ ఆల్రెడీ ఉన్నాయి. ఒకటి ఏంటంటే ఎప్పుడైనా కానీ పారాబోలా ఈక్వేషన్స్ ఉంటే what is the relation between the tangent line and the parabola? ఎప్పుడు ఒక లైన్ టాంజెంట్ అవుతుంది పారాబోలాకి, that is c is equals to a by m. And when will be a line that will be tangent to the parabola? That will be c square is equals to a square m square minus b square. a square m square minus b square. So ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఆ రిలేషన్ ఎస్టాబ్లిష్ చేయాలి. సో ఇక్కడ క్వశ్చన్ చూడండి, you have this equation. Let the equation of the parabola tangent to the parabola be, parabola ఒక ఈక్వేషన్ ఎలా ఉంటుందంటే tangent ఎలా ఉంటుందంటే y is equals to mx plus c is nothing but a by m. Okay, here you can write it as 4 into 2 into x. So a ఎంత వాల్యూ 2 by m. సో ఇది నాకు వచ్చిన ఫస్ట్ ఈక్వేషన్. ఇప్పుడు మీరు చూస్తున్న నెక్స్ట్ ఈక్వేషన్ ఎలా ఉంటుంది, y is equals to mx plus or minus whatever under root of a square m square minus b square. A square ఎంత 1, so a square, so c square under root of a square value ఎంత 1, m square value ఎంత, if you try to see the m square value we don't know, so m square minus b square, b square value ఎంత 3. Okay, so this value is 3. Okay, under root of m square minus 3. Now if you try to compare these two equations, 2 by m is equals to under root m square minus 3. Okay, now try to do squaring on both sides. You have 4 by m square is equals to m square minus 3. 4 by m square is equals to m square minus 3. ఈ రెండింటిని squaring on both sides చేసినప్పుడు, so finally I got 4 is equals to m to the power 4 minus 3m square. So I have m to the power 4 m to the power 4 minus 3m square minus 4 is equals to 0. Okay, so from here I can write m to the power 4 minus 4m square plus m square minus 4 equals to 0. So from here you can take m square common, m square into m square minus 4 plus, so m square equals to 4. So from here m is equals to plus or minus 2. M is equals to plus or minus 2. So equation compare చేయండి, a value ఇది satisfy అవుతుంది. If you take m is equals to 2, so y is equals to 2x plus 1. So y is equals to 2x plus 1. If you take m is equals to 1, so y is equals to 2x plus 2 by 2. So you can write y minus 2x minus 1 equals to 0. It's option. Simple question, easy question. Okay, next question చూడండి. The product of eccentricities of the ellipse and the hyperbola is 1. Then the value of b square equals to. Simple చూడండి, what is the eccentricity of the ellipse ikkada. So if you try to see here, let's take here e square is equals to, what is the eccentricity? B square is equals to a square into 1 minus e square. A square, so you have this e is equals to under root of a square minus b square by a square. So that is the eccentricity, the value a square minus b square by a square, right? So this is the eccentricity, and here if you try to see here, ikkada eccentricity enti, ikkada gurtu pettukondi, ikkada minus 1 undi. So eccentricity value enta, e is equals to under root of a square plus b square by b square. Okay, I hope meeku gurtundundi, starting of the dantlo meeku clear ga cheppa. So now if you try to see here, how can we find the value of b square? B square value ela find out chestaru? The product of eccentricity is equals to 1. So if you try to see, e1 into e2 is equals to 1. So can I say that e1 into e2 square will also be equal to 1? So akkada nunchi can I say that a square plus b square into a square minus b square. So ikkada value enta, this will be 16 minus, so 1 minus b square by 16. So that is the value. Here you have 1 minus b square by a square. Here you have a square plus b square under root 25 by again b square. So 25 by 16. So this will be equals to, so this is e2 value. 25 by 16. So this will be equals to 5 by 4. So from here you can write e1 and e2. So you don't have to take this. So e1 and e2. So this will be 5 by 4 into under root of 1 minus b square by 16 is equals to 1. So 1 minus b square by 16 is equals to 4 by 5. 1 minus b square by 16 is equals to 4 by 5. So if you try to take the square and the root, it gets cancelled. So square roots gets cancelled. So 1 minus b square by 16. So I hope calculation wise everything is clear. Okay, so b square, yeah, so this will be correct, 4 and 25, yeah, 4. So that will be 1 minus b square by 16. So this answer will be 16 by 25. So 1 minus 16 by 25 is equals to b square by 16. So 25 minus 16 will be 9 by 25. So b square is equals to 16. So from here 16 9s are 144. So this will be 144 by 25. So the value of b is 12 by 5. So the value of b is 12 by 5. I hope it's clear, right? So value of b is 12 by 5. Okay. Next, the angle between the asymptotes. So ఇక్కడ clear గా చూడండి, ఇందాక నేను చెప్పినట్టు there is a node point. Okay, ఒకవేళ two asymptotes ఉంటే, what will be the angle between the two asymptotes? It is being given by 2 secant inverse e. 2 secant inverse e. Now, do we know the angle between the asymptotes of a hyperbola is 30 degree? ఇక్కడ వాడు clear గా ఏమంటున్నాడు, it is 30 degree. So theta is equals to 2 secant inverse e. Okay, 2 secant inverse e. So can I say that theta by 2 is equals to secant inverse e? Yeah. So secant, so e is nothing but secant theta enta, already what I am 30 by 2. So that will be 15. So secant 15. So do you know how to find the value of secant 15? Ela find out chestaru? We can directly use the cos 2 theta formula. Because cos theta is reciprocal of secant. So you can write cos 2 theta is equals to 2 cos square theta minus 1. It is 2 cos square theta minus 1. So from here, theta value you just take it to be 15. So 2 into 15 is 30. So cos 30 is equals to 2 cos square 15 minus 1. Okay, you just try to find out cos 30 is root 3 by 2 plus 1. Okay, 1 inside this goes there, mottam kalpi 1 by 2. So from here you try to find out, this is cos square 15, find out the value of secant 15 by doing the reciprocal. I am just leaving the calculation to you. The answer is root 6 minus root 2. Okay, secant 15 value root 6 minus root 2. Calculate just there. Okay. Next, see the next important point. Important point ikkada. Here you have the normal equation. Okay. This is the normal equation. Directly is node pointer. Directly choose cheyochu. We can also find the normal equation using from the tangent. Tangent equation nunchi kuda normal equation derive cheyochu. Same y minus y1 is equals to minus 1 by m into x minus x1. Ala use cheskudu cheyochu. Finally the ultimate answer vachedi aithe ide. Okay. Then we have, you need to remember this one. When can a point be a normal? Okay, a point of contact be akkada normal pass out anti condition enti ante m into a square plus b square by a square minus b square m square. Ee condition satisfy ayali, and this is the 2 point of contact. Okavela ee two formulas gani if you try to remember, then you are done. Okay. Now let's try to see here. Okay. The equation of x plus y plus n represents a normal. Then what is the equation of the law? Yeah, okay. He's asking what's the value of n. Direct ga formula enti ikkada. Formula enti y is equals to mx plus or minus under root of m a square b square plus a square minus b square m square. Okay. So let's try to convert in that form. Y is equals to minus x minus n. Okay. Ikkada m value enta minus 1. Okay. A square and b square value enta, a square value 6, b square value 2. Okay. ఇప్పుడు డైరెక్ట్ గా ఫార్ములా యూజ్ చేయండి. m into a square plus b square. m value ఎంత? So that is, you can actually write plus or minus. M value is anyway minus 1 into under root of a square plus b square. So that will be equals to a square plus b square by, so 6 plus 2. Okay, 6 plus 2, 8 by under root of, again you have a square minus b square m square. A square value ఎంత? 6. A square minus b square m square. M square value enta 1. Okay, so 6 minus 1 enta 2. So that will be plus or minus 1, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. So under root 8 by 6 minus 2 is 4. So this will be 2. So our answer is plus or minus 2. Okay, done. Now the same thing malli direct ga formula use chesi malli meer direct raseyochu. How to find the equation of the hyperbola. Okay, equation of the point of contact at the normal. Okay, so edaina hyperbola undi and you have a tangent and you want to draw the normal at that point, right? So this is given by a square m square minus b square. So you can use there a square by a square minus b square m square, b square m by a square minus b square m square. Directly ee formula substitute cheseyandi, you will be getting the answer. Okay. So if you try to substitute here, you take a square. A square is nothing but 25. I am writing everything here. A square is 25. B square is 9. And m value is m. Okay. And c value is 4. Okay. So a square m by a square. What is the formula? Formula is a square by a square minus b square m square by comma b square m by a square minus b square m square. Our direct formula substitute cheseyandi, you will be getting the answer. Okay, so the next one, you have a line 3x minus my plus 5 is a tangent to the hyperbola 3x square minus 4y square equals to 300. Then the square of the intercepts made by this tangent line, the square of the intercept made. So okavela ee equation ni rewrite cheste ela untundi 3x minus my plus 5 equals to 0. So from here you can write m minus my is equals to minus 3x minus 5. So y is equals to, then I write you minus 3 by m. So that will be 3 by m x plus 5 by m. 3 by mx plus 5 by m. Now he is asking what is the square of the y-intercept. Already you know this c is nothing but the y-intercept. Dini y-intercept antadu. Y is equals to mx plus c format lo undi kabatti dini y-intercept. He is asking what is the square of the y-intercept. What is the square of the y-intercept? y-intercept square enti? So y-intercept square enti? How can we find the square of y-intercept? So that will be nothing but 5 by m whole square. So this is y-intercept. Okay, how can we find the square of y-intercept? That will be 5 by m whole square. So that will be 25 by m square. Now 25 by m square. Now so ఎలా ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేస్తారు? హౌ కెన్ వి ఫైండ్ ద రిలేషన్? యు నో దట్ c square is equals to a square m square minus b square. c square is equals to a square m square minus b square. ఆ రిలేషన్ నుంచి కెన్ యు ఫైండ్ ద వాల్యూ ఆఫ్ m? ఫస్ట్ ఈ ఈక్వేషన్ ని కన్వర్ట్ చేయండి. సో దిస్ విల్ బి x square by 100 minus y square by, so 25, it will be 8. Okay, so 4 into 25 is 100. Yeah, 4 into 25 is 100. So that will be how much? So 4 by 300. So this will be 4 sevens are, yeah, 475. Yeah, it will be 75. Okay, yeah. So this will be equals to 1. Okay, so x square by 100. So we have the value of a square to be 100, b square to be 75. ఇప్పుడు ఎలా ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేస్తారు? డైరెక్ట్ గా యూజ్ ద రిలేషన్, బికాజ్ ఇట్ ఇస్ ఎ టాంజెంట్. వి నో దట్ c square is equals to a square m square minus b square. Okay, so here let's try to use that formula. C square is equals to a square m square. So here what is the value of c? C square is nothing but 5 by m whole square. So ultimately we adugutundi ide value kada, 25 by m square. This value only he is asking. So ultimately you need to find just a square m square minus b square. What is a square? A square is nothing but 100 into m square minus b square. 100 a square m square minus b square. M is nothing but 3 by m. So that will be 3 by m. So that will be 9 by m square. A square m square minus 75. So this will be 75. So if you try to calculate this, this will be 25 by m square is equals to 100 into 9, 900 minus 75 m square. So m square gets cancelled. So I am just trying to write everything. So 25 is equals to 100 into 9, 100 into 9 minus 75 m square, minus 75 m square. So from here I can write 75 m square మొత్తం cancel అయిపోతుంది. 900 minus 25. So this will be 875. So m square by 75. So you can calculate the value of 75. So 75 ones are 75, and that you can just try to cancel it out and let me know the answer. From here you can calculate what will be the value of 5 by m square value. Okay, I hope calculation entundi, you can directly find the answer, right? See the next question. The vertices and the foci of hyperbola are respectively plus or minus 3 by 3 comma 0 plus or minus 4 comma 0. So this is the vertex of the hyperbola. So this is in the form of plus or minus a comma 0. So a value enta 3. This is in the form of plus or minus ae comma 0. Plus or minus ae comma 0. So once you know the value of a is 3, so ae is equals to 4. So from here you can write e is equals to 4 by a, so which is equals to 4 by 3. So you have the value of e, you have the value of a. Can you find the value of b? Ela find out chestaru? We already know that b square is equals to a square into e square minus 1. Okay, so or you can directly write out by using the formula also. So ikkada the value of e is nothing but 4 by 3. So you can write it as 16 by 9 minus 9. So that will be 7 by 9. A square value is 9. So this will be 7 by 9. So 9 gets cancelled. The value of b square is 7. So the value of b is nothing but root 7. So you have the value of a to be 3 and value of b to be root 7. What is the parametric equation of for a hyperbola is a secant theta, b tan theta, right? What is the value of a? You have 3 secant theta. Okay, so this is right. And what is the value? So this is right or this is right. So out of this root 7 tan theta. So this is wrong. So this is right. So the right answer is option D. You have here, right? Meeku already cheppa the parametric equation of the hyperbola is nothing but x equals to a secant theta, y is equals to b tan theta. So this is the equation of the hyperbola. This is the equation of the hyperbola. So I hope meeku ikkada varaku anta clear. So I hope you don't have any doubts still here, right? So next you have if the transverse axis and the conjugate axis of the hyperbola is are equal, then the eccentricity is, simple question, chala easy question, is this is nothing but the rectangular hyperbola, right? So that is nothing but x square minus y square equals to a square. Now what is the eccentricity? What is the eccentricity of the rectangular hyperbola? That is equals to root 2, direct answer without even thinking about it for a second. Next, if a hyperbola is x square by a square minus y square by b square equals to 1, has the eccentricity and the length of the lattice rectum respectively equal to 5 by 4 and 9. Okay, eccentricity value enta antunnadu 5 by 4 and length of the lattice rectum enta 2b square by a, which is equals to 9. Okay, length of the lattice rectum is equals to 9. Okay, so from here what is the value of AB? So ikkada you can just write it down. 2b square is equals to 9a. 2b square is equals to 9a. Okay, 2b square equals to 9a. Or from here you can write b square is equals to 9 by 2a. So from here b square is equals to a square into e square minus 1. So from here you can write b square is equals to a square into e square minus 1. So what is the value of b square? That is 9 by 2a. Okay, 9 by 2a is equals to a square into e square value enta 5 by 4. So that will be 25 by 16 minus 1. So this will be 25 minus 16 is 9. So 9 by 16. 9 by 2a, a gets cancelled, so 9 gets cancelled, 16 by 2, which is 8, so a value is 8. So you got the value of a to be 8, and from here you can find the value of b also. A value 8 is the b square value enta, b square is equals to 9 by 2 into 8, 9 by 2 into 8, so this will be 4, so this will be equals to 36. So you have b value to be 6 and a value to be 8. So a into b value will be, so ab will be equals to 8 into 6, 48. Next question. So the almost we are reaching at the last stage. The value of m for which the line y is equals to mx plus 2 becomes the tangent to the hyperbola 4x square minus 9y square equals to 36. So for what values of m? So this will be a hyperbola. So first you directly write down y is equals to mx plus c. You can again directly use x square by 39 minus y square by 4. This is the general equation of hyperbola. So directly again formula c square is equals to a square m square minus b square. A square anta, c square anta value. C square is 4, a square value is 9, m square value is m square, and minus b square value is again 4. So 4 plus 4 is 8, 8 by 9, so that will be plus or minus 2 root 2 by 3. So 8 by 9, so that will be equals to plus or minus 2 root 2 by 3. M is equals to plus or minus 2 root 2 by, the answer is option B. Okay, so ikkada chudandi, interesting question. The origin is at the center minus plus or minus 3 comma 0. The origin is at the center and plus or minus 3 comma 0 be the foci. So this is nothing but plus or minus AE comma 0 and 3 by 2 be the eccentricity. So the value of E is nothing but 3 by 2 and the line is 2x minus y square. Then the line 2x minus y, okay, this is 2x minus y. Okay. 2x minus y minus 1 equals to 0. E line, E hyperbola ki ela relate ayindi. Okay, that is what he is asking. Okay, so first మనం ఏం చేద్దామంటే first we'll try to find out the equation of hyperbola, that is x square by a square minus y square by b square equals to 1. So how can we find the equation of hyperbola? So first we have AE is equals to 3 and E value is 3 by 2. So we have A into 3 by 2 is equals to 3. So from here I have the value of A to be 2. So once I have the value of A to be 2, can we find the value of E? E is, so from can I find the value of B square is equals to A square into E square minus 1. I have E to be 2, E square value 3 by 2, which is 9 by 4. So 9 minus 4 is 5. So 5 by 4. So value is B square equals to 5. So I have the parabola equation as x square by 9, x square by 4, y square by 5. So this is the equation of the parabola. x square by 4 minus y square by 5 equals to 1. Now, does this parabola, does this line touches or whether it intersects or will it not touch? So, అది ఎలా ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేయాలంటే సింపుల్ ఎప్పుడైనా కానీ అలాంటి ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ వచ్చినప్పుడు ఒక కర్వ్ కి ఒక లైన్ కి మధ్యలో ఈక్వేషన్స్ వచ్చినప్పుడు ఆల్వేస్ రిమెంబర్, సపోజ్ ఐమ్ జస్ట్ సేయింగ్ ఒక కర్వ్ ఉంది, సమ్ ర్యాండమ్ కర్వ్, జస్ట్ ర్యాండమ్ కర్వ్, ఒక లెట్ ఇట్ బి పారాబోలా, హైపర్బోలా ఏదైనా కానివ్వండి. ఇఫ్ ది లైన్ ఇస్ ఎయిదర్ ఇట్ ఇస్ ఇంటర్సెక్టింగ్ అట్ 2 points, it is intersecting at 2 points, or it is just touching at only 1 point, okay, or it is not even intersecting. The last case is it is not even intersecting, okay, it is not even intersecting. ఈ మూడు కేసెస్ ఎలా డివైడ్ చేస్తారంటే whenever you try to substitute the equation of a line in that particular hyperbola, you will be getting a quadratic equation. Our quadratic equation ki whenever you have b square minus 4ac is greater than 0, then it is touching at two different points. If it is touching at only 1 point, then b square minus 4ac is equals to 0. ఒకవేళ కానీ b square minus 4ac, if it is less than 0, then it is not even touching. ఇక్కడ ఏం చేయండి అంటే ఈ 2x minus y minus 1 ఉంది కదా, దీన్ని can I write it as 2x minus 1 equals to y. సో y ప్లేస్ లో 2x minus 1 సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేసేయండి డైరెక్ట్ గా. అప్పుడు ఏమైపోతుంది, x square by 4 minus 2x minus 1 whole square by 5 equals to 1. Now you try to expand the whole thing. So this will become 5x square minus, if you try to see here, 4x square plus 1 minus 4x is equals to 20. So this will become 5x square minus 16x square plus 4 minus 16x equals to 0. So 5x square minus 16x square, so that will be minus 11x square minus 16x plus 4 equals to 0. So 11x square plus 16x minus 4 is equals to 0. ఇప్పుడు చూడండి, ఇప్పుడు మీరు చూస్తే b square minus 4ac వాల్యూ చేయండి. b square వాల్యూ ఎంత, 16 square 256 minus 4ac, 4 4s are 16, 16 11s are, so 16 11s are how you try to do. So b square minus 4ac, ఒకవేళ కానీ ఈ వాల్యూ if you are trying to get, if it is less than, so here sorry, here there is plus 20, right? If you try to bring it out, it will become minus 20. Okay, there's a small calculation error. ఇక్కడ minus 20 equals to 0. So this will become 4 minus 20, so that will become minus 16. Okay, so b square minus 4ac ఏమవుతుంది, b square, so that will be 16 minus 4ac, so 4 minus 20 is minus 16. So మళ్ళీ ఇక్కడ one more thing we have taken common, so this will also become plus. Okay, so b square 16 square minus 4 into 11 into 16. So 16 square is 256, 16 4s are 64, so 64 into 4, so that will be more than 256. Okay, 64 into the 64 into 11 will be more than 256, right? So this value will be less than 0, then Ardham it is not even touching at 1 point. Okay, so it does not intersect the parabola, it does not even intersect the parabola. Okay, so here we have completed the whole thing. Okay, I hope the last question, 2x plus root y is equals to 2 touches the hyperbola, then the coordinates is simple. ఏం చేయండి అంటే whenever you have the parabola equation x square by 4 minus 2y square by 4 equals to 1, so this x square by 4 minus y square by 2 is equals to 1. So let's assume that it is actually the point of contact is some x1 comma y1. అప్పుడు మీకు గుర్తుందా, ఒకవేళ కానీ if it is touching at only one point, the point of contact, then we have the equation of the hyperbola to be s1 equals to 0, that is x1 by 4 minus y1 by 2 equals to 1. Now if you try to compare this equation with this 2x plus root y plus 6, so అన్ని ఒకవైపు తీసుకురండి, so this will be x1, so if I try to rearrange again, so this will be nothing but, now you try to compare everything. So coefficient of x enta, x1 by 4 by, what is the coefficient of x here, 2. Next y1 by 2, so this will become minus y1 by 2 by root 6, which is equals to minus 1 by, if you take the 2 here, it will be minus 2. Okay, now if you try to compare x1 by 8, So this will become x1 by 8 is equals to 1 by 2. So here you can cancel. From here you can get the value of x1 to be 4. So these two options are wrong. The next one is y1 by 2 root 6. So you can cancel 2. So it will become minus root 6. So y1 will become minus root 6. Answer is option B. So you can compare the equation from s1 equals to 0. Okay. So here comes the end of the session. Okay, question which I wanted to discuss here. I want you to solve this question in order to find the equation. Okay. So this question, I want you to find what is the area of the whole thing. What is the area? Okay. How can we find the area between the area of this whole quadrilateral? Okay. The whole thing. Okay. How can we find? So you need to say me how can we find the area of this complete pattern. Okay. And do let me know about this. If you can derive what is the area of the quadrilateral. We have already these coordinates, and do let me know how this coordinates looks like, how this actually looks. Okay. Meer cheppandi na answer idi ela untundo. Okay. So please do let me know about this, and apart from that I have solved all the questions. Okay. So I just wanted to say ki So I just wanted to end my lecture over here. ఒకవేళ మీకు ఏమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉంటే ప్లీజ్ డూ లెట్ మీ నో, అండ్ ఇఫ్ ఐ హ్యావ్ మేడ్ ఎనీ మిస్టేక్స్ ఆర్ ఇఫ్ ఐ హ్యావ్ డన్ ఎనీథింగ్ ప్లీజ్ డూ లెట్ మీ నో ఇన్ ద కమెంట్స్. ఐ వుడ్ లైక్ టు రెక్టిఫై ఇట్ ఇంట్రోస్పెక్టెడ్. అండ్ అపార్ట్ ఫ్రమ్ దట్ మీకు ఏమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉన్నా కానీ ప్లీజ్ హెల్ప్ మీ అవుట్. ఓకే, ప్లీజ్ లెట్ మీ నో. అండ్ ఐ హ్యావ్ వన్ లాస్ట్ ఫ్యూ వర్డ్స్ అబౌట్ దిస్. Shishya is also coming up with this new mathematics program, right? That is 1 year maths program. ఒకవేళ మీకు ఇంట్రెస్ట్ ఉంటే, ఒకవేళ మీకు డెఫినెట్గా ఇఫ్ యూ వాంట్ టు సీ అవర్ ఫ్యాకల్టీస్ లైక్ 1-to-1 అంటే 1-to-1 అంటే 1-to-1 సెషన్ ఉండదు, లైక్ ద కిడ్స్ విల్ బీ దేర్, కానీ యూ విల్ బీ దేర్, ద ఫ్యాకల్టీస్ విల్ బీ డైరెక్ట్లీ ఇన్ వర్చువల్ కాంటాక్ట్ విత్ యూ. 1 year ప్రోగ్రామ్ కంప్లీట్లీ డివోటెడ్ టు ఓన్లీ మ్యాథ్స్. మే నుంచి స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది. మీకు ఎవరైనా ఫ్రెండ్స్ ఉంటే ప్లీజ్ డూ లెట్ దెమ్ నో. ద కిడ్స్ ఫ్రమ్ 3 to 10, ఓకే, ఫ్రమ్ గ్రేడ్స్ ఫ్రమ్ 3 to 10 మొత్తం కోర్స్ అవైలబుల్ ఉంది ఫర్ ద హోల్ ఇయర్. ఓకే, ఫర్ ద హోల్ ఇయర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ అవైలబుల్. ఇట్ ఈస్ బీన్ స్పెసిఫికలీ ఆర్గనైజ్డ్ అండ్ కండక్టెడ్ బై ఐఐటీస్ అండ్ ఎన్ఐటి మాస్టర్ టీచర్స్. సో వాళ్ళు మీకు క్లియర్గా గైడ్ చేస్తారు ఎంటైర్ ఇయర్. సో ఒకవేళ మీకు కానీ మీ సిబ్లింగ్స్ కానీ ఎవరికైనా కానీ ఇఫ్ ఇట్ విల్ బీ యూస్ఫుల్, ఇఫ్ యూ థింక్ దట్ ఇట్ వుడ్ బీ యూస్ఫుల్ ఫర్ దెమ్, సో వాళ్ళకి ఈ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ షేర్ చేయండి. You can also see this link in the description where you can directly click and enroll the option. It is there from grade 3 to 10. Actually 11th and 12th kuda we have actually opened the slots, but it's already closed. So meer em cheyandante, go to scan this and directly enroll for it. It is not available for 9999. Okay, we have completely reduced our prices. It is just available for 999. Mottam samvastaram paatu it is just available for only 1000 rupees, less than 999. So క్విక్ గా గ్రాబ్ చేయండి, తొందరగా ఎవరికైనా ఉంటే చెప్పండి. సో ఫ్రమ్ మే వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు స్టార్ట్ దిస్. ఇట్ విల్ బి a complete 1 year program. We will be covering all the Olympiads as well as completely devoted to the mathematics and different PYQs and everything. So ఇది కంప్లీట్ గా యాప్ లో అవైలబుల్ అవుతుంది. అండ్ ఇట్ ఇస్ బీన్ అగైన్ సెట్ బై the IIT and NIT teachers. Srikesh sir, he's from IIT Gandhinagar. Even Kaushik, he's also from NIT Calicut. Alane Rishabh sir, he's from IIT Jodhpur. So these are the people who would be specifically guiding you for the entire program. Okay, so okavela meeku nachinatlaithe, again I would like to say please do like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel, as well as if you want to download our app, and ilanti content inka chaala undi app lo, so please do download our app and you can see enormous and abundance and an ocean of information, and the content is always available where it is being again technically, and the whole content is being driven by IIT and NIT graduates and the master teachers. So please do support us, and malli repoduna will be there at 11:30. So thank you so much, and please do like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Namaste.